So here's our buddy Scout. He is definitely getting bigger. So Scout probably, oh man, you're killing me. Come here, Scout. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here comes Sydney. Oh, so here's the dogs. So Sydney, she's definitely the fastest and the biggest jumper of both of these dogs. But Scout's definitely, he's probably more the companion. We have a hard time still getting Sydney to really go on a walk with us and kind of walk away from the house. But Scout, he'll definitely follow you around and spend the day with you just walking around. So Scout's definitely being a good companion for me. But Sydney, yeah, Sydney's a good dog. She's a good dog too. But oh, watch it, buddy. But they are getting big. I had a scratch on my nose the other day. I don't know if it's still there, but I tried to have this big puppy here, Scout, in my lap, and Rebecca had Sydney in her lap, and they are getting too big for that. And he accidentally, like what he's doing right now, he accidentally got his tooth on my nose and scratched it. So, oh, hey, gotta get down. No, hold on a minute. Okay, so anyway, these guys love attention, and we'll see if we can go take these guys on a walk. Okay, let's go. Come on. So if any of you guys follow me on Facebook, you'll know that the dogs have discovered the duck eggs around the pond. They have went with us as we've collected the duck eggs, but now they're learning to break them open on their own and eat them. So we'll take a quick look here and see if we find any duck eggs. But that's what my old dog used to do, Comet, my golden retriever. He would come out here and collect all the eggs and eat them. And now these guys are doing the same thing. But that's okay if the dogs find the eggs. We get plenty of chicken eggs anyway, so we've got plenty of eggs. We mostly give them majority of them away anyway. There's Limpy Duck. You see him lifting his leg, or her leg? She still gets around okay. But she's got like a broken leg, has been for a while. I don't think there's any way you know, we're not gonna go take her to a vet, and I don't think they can really fix a bird leg very easily since they got hollow bones. See, there's an egg right there. I think these are remnants of some of the eggs that they ate the other day. They found a bunch of eggs, and they found them in this tree right here. This is an old dead tree right here on the edge of the pond, and right in here the ducks had made a nest, and needless to say, you can see there's scattered eggshells around here, and the dogs got them all. So I've actually got a ham, or what they call a ham roast or whatever. I got this in the smoker. We cooked one the other day and Rebecca just loved it. We ate it up pretty quick. But our hams from the pigs that we had butchered, they basically they're cured, but they're not cooked or nothing. So we go ahead and we'll smoke them. So we've got the Pit Boss here. It's on smoke setting. We got it on a real low temperature, and we're just adding some smoke flavor to this ham. And this is what they're calling a ham roast. It's about only 2.5 inches thick. It's the very end of the ham, so there's actually quite a bit of bone probably in this piece of ham, and we're just doing this real low temperature to add some smoke flavor. And then we'll go ahead and we'll probably put this in some kind of container and wrap it up so that it doesn't dry out, and we'll turn it up and cook it the rest of the way until it's completely cooked. But that's what we're cooking tonight, is smoking a ham roast. Come on, Scout. Sydney, come on. There you come. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good girl. All right, you guys want to head toward the barn? Let's go to the barn. Actually, before we go to the barn, I had a lot of people asking about the hayfield and how it's doing. So let's go ahead and walk back there and just do a quick walk around and see how it's looking. I think I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. Oh, there's another duck egg. It's like an Easter egg hunt around here every day. They just don't come in all different colors. All right, so here is the hay field, and you can kind of tell that the edges, this is where we overseeded. It's starting to get some grass filling in over here, but this is the, you know, the original alfalfa out here that we planted, and it's looking good. It's getting tall. Man, I'll tell you what, this right here, you can't hardly tell it. This is probably getting close to a foot tall right there, that alfalfa. But that alfalfa is looking good. You can see the grass, a little bit of grass mixed in there with it. So really happy with the way this has turned out. It's looking good. So this spring we did have some weeds that were popping up in here, and it was these right here. They basically kind of got I don't know, like little purple leaves on top. My wife thinks that might be some type of a nettle. I'm not for sure. But anyway, now that the alfalfa is getting bigger, you can't really see it anymore. It's almost kind of like the alfalfa's taken over, and hopefully those weeds will go away. And man, I'll tell you what, these dogs love tall grass. They love running through it with this tall alfalfa. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way the hayfield's turning out. I'm not sure how much longer it'll be before I cut this, but I'm sure that it'll, I bet you it's coming up in the next month or so, month or two. So yep, pretty happy with the way it's looking right now. So hopefully the baling goes good. Come on, dogs. Now we'll go to the barn. Oh man, this is what happens when you take them on a walk. They get a little rambunctious. Come on. Hey, hey, stop. You guys are making, sit. Hey, you gotta listen to me. You at least act like you obey on film. Try to be good dogs. Come on. Come on, we're going this way, Sydney. We're gonna go back to the barn. You love the goats, come on. Come on, Sydney. I'll tell you what, she can be fast. She outruns Scout, no problem. So over in the orchard, pretty much the only thing that's left in bloom now is the apples. So that's one of our Gala apples. Well, that one right down there, that is our Granny Smith, and that's the most blooms that one's ever had. So it's looking good. So there's our other Gala. It's got a bunch of blooms on it as well. And there's that Fuji tree. I think this is the one everybody thought I was gonna kill when I was pruning it. And it actually has quite a few blooms on it, probably more than it's ever had. So, I mean, I think it's just, you know, with time, as these trees mature, we're just gonna get more and more blooms. So this here was the apple tree I said we've never got an apple off of, and there is not a single bloom on this tree. So I don't think it has anything to do with pollination. It just doesn't have any blooms. I told Rebecca I'm gonna give this tree a couple more years, and if it don't start blooming, I may just replace it. I've heard of people having fruit trees before, have them for years and never get any fruit. So if it ain't gonna produce, I think I'm gonna get rid of it. So last year we actually had the most apples that we've ever had come off our orchard, and we were just walking out every day picking apples and eating them, and then before we knew it, like all the apples disappeared and like the animals got them. So this year I think if I got some of that electric netting, we're gonna put electric netting around this orchard, try to keep the animals out and to save the fruit this year. So I think that'll be a good solution. Instead of building like a big fence all the way around the orchard, we'll maybe just wait till it's time for the fruit to come on and just put some electric netting around it and call it good. So I think that's the kind of the plan for this fall. I think it'll work out all right. Oh my goodness. These dogs are running through the culvert. Oh, there they go. Oh my God. You guys probably won't be small enough to do that forever. That's hilarious. So the animals are definitely enjoying this expanded pasture. I mean, just putting this electric netting up and giving them some extra space. All the animals are enjoying it. So I think it's worked out fairly well. You know, I've had a lot of comments about people seeing me run the chickens with the goats, that they don't see people putting them together. And it seems to be working out fairly well for us. I kind of wonder if with having these larger animals in here with the chickens, if that kind of deters the hawks, you know, because they see these goats, and I don't think the hawks want to come in here necessarily and try to get the chickens. I may be wrong on that, but so far we haven't had any issues with any hawks trying to kill our chickens since we put them together with the goats. So this here is our baby goats that Gracie had this year. And we actually just banded them, or put the rubber bands on them, the other day. So just been checking them to make sure the rubber band doesn't break and everything looks like it's working. But these boys are going to their new owner tomorrow, I believe. So this is probably the last time that you're going to see the little baby goats out here. They've sure been entertaining. And that little tan colored one, man, he is a jumper. He is. He's got blue eyes and he's a jumper. He's definitely can entertain you as well. Now the black and white one's a little more skittish, so he was never as friendly. And Rebecca thinks because she wiped the tan one off, she kind of wiped him off after he was born, that maybe she got a better connection, or it became a little more bonded to humans since she wiped it off after it was born. Don't know whether that's the case or not, but definitely one's a little more friendlier than the other. What are you guys so infatuated with in the barn? You guys always disappear in here. No, Sydney, get out of my dirt. That's from my potted, you're eating dirt. You know, I put these here so that you wouldn't get into them. You're killing me. Get out of there. No, no, no. Oh my goodness. This is for a new planter that we have. That'll be coming up in an upcoming video. But I lost a little bit of soil, I guess. Apparently it tastes good. So there's our utility pole that we just put up a couple weeks ago. That's looking pretty good. I was gonna let the ground kind of, you know, settle in there for a few weeks before I hung a light on there. Now, if you see this wood right here, this is gonna be compost bins. I'm gonna build 2 8-foot compost bins. I'm gonna build them back over here, big enough that the tractor bucket can fit in there and scoop it. So that's what we're planning on doing, is a couple compost bins. That's what that pile of wood is for. And then I've got some fence posts that I'm going to use that's in the barn over there. So this right here is our firewood storage area, and this roof has been destroyed for a long time. Actually, shortly after we bought the place, right where we ground this stump up right here, there was a limb that was overhanging this, and the guy that tore down this house over here, that tore this house down with an excavator, I tried to get him to break the limb off of that, and he was afraid that he would hit the shed with it. Needless to say, like probably a month after he tore that house down, that limb fell off and hit the shed anyway. So I really wish he would have ended up pulling that limb down. And this shed's so old, I haven't tried to repair it yet, but it's missing this whole end bay. One day we may fix this thing up, but I'll probably just have to redo the whole thing if I do it. But at least there's a concrete pad under here that all that's sitting on. So I mean, it's worth probably trying to do something with, maybe just because we got some concrete sitting there that could be useful. If you guys have been following this channel for a while, last year we raised 2 pigs. And this area right here is where we had the pigs. And after it was all done and said, I replanted it last year with grass. And we put wood chips in there to keep the stink down. So where a lot of the wood chips are, the grass didn't grow as well. But you can see this really tall, brand new grass coming in this area. You can kind of see the line. You can make out the line of where that pig pen was. And yeah, I think it's coming back pretty good. So this will end up being pasture here later. So there's our hay rake. Still need to work on that, and the hay wagon. So this over here was another spot that we replanted. This used to be our old garden area, and we kind of disced this up and replanted that with pasture grass. And I think it's filling in fairly well, but it sure does have a lot of weeds mixed in there. But this eventually going to all be pasture in this area if we can get it all fenced back in. So there is an old asparagus patch here, and it's right here along this fence line. And I mowed this down the other day so that we could see the asparagus pop up. So there's an asparagus. There's one. See that one right there? There's one. There's a little baby one right there. But basically, we'll have asparagus fill in from this, about from over here, and it can go all the way kind of down in here. So it's pretty good. It's an old asparagus patch, but we'll get quite a few asparagus off of it this spring. It's just starting to pop up. So there's another one just coming out of the ground right there. Oh, there's another one. There's another one coming out of the ground. So, oh, there's another one there. There's another one right there. So, yeah, if Scout doesn't step on them. But yeah, there's a few asparagus just starting to come up this year. So this is our 12-acre field here in the front of our property. And right now we just rent this out to a farmer. But depends on how things get around here. Maybe eventually one day this will just be a big pasture and we'll have some cattle out here. But just have to wait and see how things go. Well, I mean, dreams are one thing, reality is another, right? So we'll just have to do what works for us, and we'll figure it out as we go along. Sydney loves the goats. She wants to sit here. She'll try to lick them. She just likes the goats for some reason. She actually likes all the animals. She likes to watch them through the fence. But the trouble is, I think if you let them inside the fence, she'll try to hurt them, and she'll try to chase them around. But she definitely is intrigued by the animals. Scout pretty much kind of ignores them most of the time. Two different personalities, that's for sure. So up here on the boy goats, we did move their netting just a little bit. We moved it a little closer to the tree line over here to give them a little bit more forage. But they do keep this area mowed down. Unlike the girl goats, they've got a smaller area. And definitely thinking about getting some more of this fencing, this netting, and try to give them some area over in this direction. I mean, look at how tall some of this stuff is that hadn't been mowed. So there's a lot of stuff over here for the goats to eat. But yeah, I think we'll look into getting, because it's just going to take me too long to get permanent fencing everywhere. So I think I'm just going to end up buying a little bit more of this electric netting. I'll probably buy the sheep and goat netting this time. I think it'll be a little bit cheaper, and expand the boy goats area just a little bit. Give them a little more place to forage. Boy, it is a little bit windy today. I do apologize if there's a lot of wind noise on this video, but I've got a lot of projects out here, and it's really kind of, I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit overwhelming. You kind of got to pick your battles, and you know, I'm trying to prioritize which one needs done today, and it seems like some of these projects you're never going to get to. So I think we'll just keep chipping along at it. I know that I had to go back and look at my goals video for the year to see, okay, what was our goals this year? And yeah, a lot of them, I mean, they're all goals that I want to get done, and hopefully I do get them done, but I got a lot of other projects that aren't on the goals list that I want to get done as well. Sydney, come on. You can't see her. She was laying down next to the goats just watching them. Man. So these are the chestnut trees that we planted last year. Slowly trying to fill this whole east side of our property back in with trees. And it's kind of like a little chestnut orchard we got going over here. And I've had people kind of ask about it, how they're doing. They're probably just getting their leaves on right now. So it'll be a little while before I can check them. But they're inside of these tree tubes. These basically protect the tree from the wildlife. So my main priority right now is definitely the garden. I've got to get it planted and get everything going in there. So I've got to get it finished, fenced in, get all the plants in the ground. So that's going to be my main priority probably in the next few videos. But after that, it's probably going to have to end up being the hay equipment. I got to go through all that equipment, make sure it is in good running order, fix anything that's broken that I'm aware of, and be ready for hay season. So first things first, I gotta probably be staying on the garden here for a little while, trying to get all that, everything planted, get the garden area finished up. So Sydney is back there sitting, watching the goats at this barn. Come on, Sydney. Come on. Well, I need to go back over there and get that ham. I need to get that put in something and covered up, and then we need to turn that up and get that cooking, because Rebecca just texted me, said she's on her way home. So she'll be here in about an hour, see if I can get that ham cooked the rest of the way. See that ham? Looking good. Okay, that'll help keep some of that moisture in there. Turn it up. So it's definitely clouded up since I started filming this video. It was nice and sunny when I started. I'm hoping this doesn't mean we're going to get more rain. We got rain for the last couple days, and I'm ready for some nice weather. So right back here, this is the chestnut trees that I planted this year. So we're going to plant more chestnut trees again. I'm just going to keep planting these things. And I think I've got 80 some pots here with a chestnut seed planted in it. So I'll have plenty of these things to plant again. That's why I said I probably won't even look at those trees up front until I'm ready to plant these. Because then whenever ones are dead, I'll just replace them with these ones. And I think I'm going to have plenty extra when this is... I think I'll have most of that side of the property pretty well filled in, and I'll have extra of these. So I think I'm going to start planting them actually in the woods. I think I'm going to, on the other side of the pond, I'm going to start planting them over here, I think. So I don't know how well that'll work. It'll be a lot more shaded. They'll grow a lot slower. But I think I'll give it a shot. So the trees don't cost me too much. I've already got the pots. I bought like 100 pots or something a long time ago. So I think I had about 26 bucks maybe in the seeds, and then I had to buy some potting soil. So I mean, I got less than $40 in all these trees here. So they're about 50 cents a piece for me. A little bit of effort, but yeah, about 50 cents a piece for a seedling. So if I put them out in the woods, and it's not a huge loss if I lose a lot of them. So behind me is another disaster from the dogs. I had a bag of peat moss sitting here, and needless to say, they pretty much ripped that bag up, and that's why there's peat moss all over. I haven't got a shovel and got it cleaned up. So I've got what was left in the bag put in this container here, and I need to get a shovel and clean that up. But you definitely, those dogs, you can't leave much out because you're going to tear it up. So I got an extension cord as well that I need to repair. Luckily it wasn't plugged in, it was just coiled up, and they just chew on anything, so you got to leave everything up off the ground from the dogs. Oh, there's geese. See if they land. There they go. We've had quite a bit more geese on the pond this year. Some people will probably say you don't want any geese on your pond. So we've got like, I think 2 pairs that keep coming back. So there's either 2 or 4 out here, at least sometime during the day. So they just show up. I don't think they're staying here. They just show up from time to time. So I don't think they're making a nest here yet. There's 2 more geese. 2 more geese just landed. So there's always wildlife out here to watch, that's for sure. I mean, we got our own ducks, but when there's always geese, there's herrings out here all the time. And a lot of times we'll see deer out here as well. In fact, I may walk back to the alfalfa field while this ham's cooking and see if we can find some deer back there because, oh my gosh. Hey, hey, get out of there. Get out of there. Oh my God, you guys are terrible. Quit it. Don't, get down. I knew this open container would drive you nuts. I don't know what it is with you and dirt, but you need to behave. You found another egg. Oh, you're gonna eat this one. You're gonna let me have that egg, are you? Well, maybe that'll keep you guys busy. No, dear. Well, the sun's trying to peek through. Oh my goodness, it looks like the geese are fighting with each other. I told you that they would probably try to fight for territory, and they're going at it. Wow. So the microphone's facing me, you may not be able to hear them. Yep. So I think the deal is that they're both looking for a place to nest, and they don't want another set of geese close to them. I don't know. Well, tonight was such a nice evening. I thought it'd be probably better to kind of, it's almost relaxing just to take the dogs on a walk and walk around and kind of just enjoy the evening. And hopefully wore the dogs out just a little bit. So Rebecca did get home a few minutes ago and she's already fed the dogs. And so now it's about time for us to take that ham out of the smoker and eat that for supper. So anyway, I think that's it for tonight's video. I just thought, I mean, this is just way more relaxing, taking a walk, taking you guys along with us, and of an evening than working on a project. Every once in a while, you got to kind of take it a little bit easy. So I think that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully the clouds don't mean it's going to rain tonight, and I'm hoping for a good day tomorrow, because I got to finish this garden area up here soon and get it all planted so I can move on to the next project, right? So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. That's good. Smoked ham. Good stuff.